Do you swear to protect the travelers of the light and bring my vengeance to those who would do them harm?
Yeah. Look. Scales. Have we done it? Have we balanced them?
Then rise. Rise and live again. As my fist of vengeance. As my Moon Knight.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another video and another season overview, Warriors Den overview, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot to get into here, a lot to sift through, as you can see by all the sand in the trailers. Get it? Because Egyptian? So let's just hop right into it. Alrighty, so first up we have Bolthorn the Cursed, the newest hero skin for this season. I do like the effects on it. I do like how it constantly changes and shifts around. Does really look like he's infected with something. Kind of does remind me of Venom, but if Raider got the Venom symbiote instead of Eddie. Overall, I think it's pretty good. Alrighty, next up we have the Battle Pass weapons as well as the Season Pass weapons. If you're wondering why I'm linking the two together like this, it's because they both are just extremely similar, honestly. They did emphasize in the Warriors Den that they were focusing on the golden aspects of things. That's, you know, that's why they called the year Golden Age, but Egyptians especially were big on golden clad weapons and just ornamental weapons like that. I do like how they both look overall. However, I will say that I think I like the Season Pass weapons a little bit better. And I think it's a combination of the fact that they're a little more minimalistic, that it's just literally black and gold for each and every weapon, essentially. As well as just, I love that color combination. I'm a big black and yellow person for sure. Okay, next up is the Justice of the Pharaohs seasonal event. Nothing overly complex here with this new event mode. Essentially what it is it's just Dominion on Riverfort, but without the minions. So, just do it! I don't know. I do know that it's going to be a lot more fun because now B point, minion point, is going to be a point that we can capture and hold as well. So essentially you could stand on it and get points from it that way. So it's going to be interesting for rotations and stuff like that. But what's really going to be interesting is if they would keep this potentially as a mode, you know, for the foreseeable future, if it's popular enough. Because I know I'm not the only one that gets annoyed at minions sometimes, and just fighting in minion lane gets very cluttered. Characters with stealth can hide amongst the minions. It's just a very annoying thing in the game. And so I'm wondering maybe if, you know, again, this is popular enough, if people like this enough, if they would potentially keep this as a mode in the future. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I'm very excited to play this game mode, both on and off stream over on Twitch, if you would like to come hang out with us there. And here we go, arguably the most important of all the updates, the testing grounds, aka just the general fight dynamics, the fighting changes with the characters, and just fighting in general in the game. First up, we got Pirate. Her side dodge attacks are now a bit slower, so that should definitely help with 4v4s, especially when she would constantly just spam them around and you're not able to touch her at all. Her pistol blast, after block or miss, is going to be moving forward a little bit less, so she won't be able to just fucking Mr. Fantastic her way across the battlefield and touch everybody in the fight. At least it shouldn't be as bad as it was. And then also Walk the Plank. There's a bunch of different changes with Walk the Plank, actually. It has less range, so again, they definitely focused on making sure she didn't have as much reach as she used to, because it definitely was very annoying fighting her, and she would just hit you from across the map, essentially. Her knee recovery is a little bit slower. The Pistol Blast from Walk the Plank costs a little bit less stamina, but the Pistol Blast from Walk the Plank as well also feeds 30 Revenge. Now this is interesting that they made it easier to access, I guess maybe for 1v1 scenarios, because she was definitely a bit weaker in 1v1s than 4v4s, but then they also nerfed her hard. That 30 Revenge bump up from 5, I can't believe it was only 5 Revenge actually, now that I think about it, but 30 Revenge is a massive 6 times the increase, so it'll definitely stop her from constantly chaining on people, because she doesn't want to feed that revenge and make it worse for her teammates. Okay, then we have Bloodlust. To be honest with you guys, I don't really know the characters that have this feat, and I actually don't even know if I've used this feat before, to be real with you. But down from 50% with the attack power and the damage reduction. 50% by itself is wildly nutty, so I'm glad that they nerfed that a bit. But then they also buffed the cooldown, I guess just to keep it more even. While it doesn't give you as much attack power or damage reduction, you can use it more now, or it's applied more now. So you still have access to it more, I guess, but it's just not as powerful when you're using it. I think it's a decent change. Maybe I'll actually use it once. And here we go. The changes that I think everybody has been super excited for.
The time has come.
Conqueror and Shaolin's changes.
Because we want to try to avoid having unblockable into unblockable into unblockable. So now they are always unblockable from every side. Conqueror as an unblockable heavy chain.
Oh my god, so Conqueror's changes. I'll take you through all the stuff that they did with him. They essentially sort of kind of meshed Testing Grounds 1 and 2 Conqueror together for this new 3.0 version of Conqueror. But we'll go through all his moves real quick here, and then I'll give my opinions. Conq is able to not only do what he used to do, which is to just cancel his recovery into full block, kind of, sort of, but they sped it up drastically, and he's able to basically do it off of any move, kind of like how he used to pre this patch. But because it's so much faster, I think it's going to be a lot more reliable to help with mix-ups and help with just overall defensive stuff. Next, they took Kyoshin's gimmick, essentially, of being in full guard and not costing any stamina at all, and they basically gave it right to Conqueror, just to increase his defensive prowess. And now we find ourselves wandering into the more orange part of Conqueror's new kit here, starting with his flail uppercut and the scootage, whatever move, his light attack. They can both be done off of the same inputs, essentially. So you can full block and perform the moves, you can dodge bash and land and do the moves, and you can also superior block, kind of like a deflect, and do the moves as well. And each move has their own purposes. The heavy is better just for more raw damage, as well as to execute. And the light, the scuttage, I'm just going to call it the light at this point, guys, to be honest with you. But the light is good as it's more of a zoning tool when people are around you. All right, Conqueror's Zone, they basically kind of kept the way that it was before with the other Testing Ground reworks or Testing Ground changes, that they no longer made it like a helicopter that can't lift off from the ground. You get one swing. It does do a little bit more damage from what they've told us here and what you can see on the screen, but it also does chain as well. It doesn't have that full block stance anymore, which again, it was very annoying sometimes fighting through that, but you know, you're able to chain it, gives him a little bit more aggression. For his chain bash, not only is it still at the 800 MS, so that's a little bit easier to hit people in the chain, but also it's feignable now, which I don't really know. I'm both dreading this and very curious to see how it works when I get my hands on it. Finally, I mean, not actually finally, he's gotten so many different changes. I'm sure I'm missing a few things, but I'm sure we'll just discover them, you know, as time goes on. But constant unblockable heavies in chain, it's yeah, it's a lot of orange. Yeah, I don't really know what Yubi is thinking over there. I don't know what they're smoking, but can I have some? Yeah, overall, Conqueror made out like a fucking bandit. The amount of stuff that they gave him is insane. They definitely overtuned him, in my opinion. I do like the idea of, you know, separately a lot of the different offensive things that he has, but it's just, I really feel like it's too much, especially the constant unblockables. I feel like a lot of the other stuff is fine and has a use, but what is the use, Yubi, of constant unblockables heavies in chain? I don't understand it. I get what they were saying with it. Like, I know in the Warrior's Den they were specifically saying, like, you know, if you're outnumbered, Conqueror didn't have a way to fight multiple people. Like, yeah, that's cool, but don't give it to him constantly. What other character has this? He's gonna be the first character that can just constantly shoot out unblockables, other than like Highlander, but even he isn't able to throw them out as fast like that. He doesn't have them in chain necessarily. He just kind of throws them. I don't know. It's gonna be really crazy, and I'm very interested to see what's going to be happening here with Conqueror, and if it's going to be way too strong or not. Hopefully they do realize the error of their ways, and they end up actually taking the constant unblockables away, because honestly, out of everything, I really think that's just extra bloat added to his kit, and it's really not necessary. And now we move on to Shaolin. Now, Shaolin's much easier to get into. A lot of what he has is just the same from his first testing ground rework. However, what they're doing here is 2 different changes. Well, 1 addition and 1 change to his kit. The 1 addition is now he has a 500 MS forward dodge bash. Kind of like a lot of other characters, you know, Shinobi, Orochi, Warlord, those kind of characters that are able to dodge forward and bash to get their offense going. Shaolin apparently is going to be able to do that too now. I think that'll definitely help for his aggression, for his offensive traits. Definitely help with his flow as well, because you can't get into the flow without first getting into your offense. And it'll be nice to dodge forward with an empty dodge and catch people every once in a while, because that's always pretty funny to be able to have that done. The other change they made is that he seems to flow a lot better with the, as far as like getting into the sweep, into the chains. With the key stance moves, I don't believe it used to be that he could do a key stance move right into the sweep, and now apparently he can. So that'll be really cool to see. They just keep up the infinite change, keep up the momentum a little bit more with him instead of getting dead stopped after a move. The last semi-big thing that I don't even really fully understand, they're doing something with the testing grounds with guard break vulnerability. To my knowledge, it just seems like they're making offense safer for the most part, because sometimes you would just get guard broken right out of your moves, or someone will walk up to you in a 4v4 and guard break you right after you maybe miss a move or hit a move on somebody, and that was definitely very annoying. I still don't know, again, the extent of what this really means. This is something I think we're definitely going to have to all play together and really figure it out on our own just to get a feel for it. But it seems like a cool change. I guess we'll just figure it out together. All right, and we are done. I've definitely missed a few things, so definitely leave your comments down below so that we can discuss other stuff that I maybe might have missed, might have not really covered. Hope you guys have a totally awesome day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.